Hi, thanks for joining us. We'll have a quick Q&A with the director of Spiral. Okay, so I'll just dive in. Your film, Spiral, starts with an image of reflection of a lake, which will be kind of the center of the whole film. And I was wondering what led you to that specific location?
We were searching for a perfect location because this is the only location in the film. Mm-hmm. So we were searching a lot until we found this lake. It was really hard to get the lake, then build a house. It wasn't that hard to build a house, that to convince the fishermen to give us the lake for shooting. Because we had to be there 4 seasons with a house we just built there. So they had to live with us for a year. But yeah, we were lucky to find this lake and get the lake. I think, at least I consider we were lucky, yeah.
Yeah, so focusing on the characters and specifically Benze, I was kind of wondering how it was for you to build this character, because even though he doesn't talk that much, he says a lot through his micro expressions and through his gestures. And we do get a glimpse from what I got of him having this passive but also active aggressive behavior. And a bit possessive. And it seems to be connected also with some child kind of trauma from his past. So I was kind of wondering, how did you build this character?
It was, I was working on the character, of course, from the script, starting from the script, and then also with the actor, because I imagined the character, and then we find Bogdan Dumitrache, the main actor, and I reshaped a little bit the character to be compatible with him. And also we worked with him. We talked a lot about the character and how he acts and how he behaves in each scene. So it was a long process until we constructed this character together also with him. He is a Romanian actor, and the film was shot in a Hungarian language, and he had to learn the dialogues in Hungarian and talk in Hungarian, which was hard for him, but he learned. And then the voice you hear in the film is not his voice. We had to make post synchron. We had to synchronize him because you cannot feel, but Hungarian spectators would notice the accent difference. So it was a little tricky to work with these circumstances, but it was worth it. I really like Bogdan as an actor, and it was really special experience for me to work with him. He's really a very good professional actor, and he was very into this character, and it was really nice working with him.
Yeah, can we connect, because I was talking about these sort of more aggressive behavior and attitudes. Can we relate that yet again with this idea of his childhood? Because every single time that he feels like women are rejecting the place, it's almost as if they're rejecting him. And he kind of projects that on them. Is there a connection in these two elements, the place and the character itself?
Yes, it is. The lake and everything what is around the lake is related to his childhood, and related to a place. It's a place where he feel comfortable and feel safe. But the woman doesn't feel so comfortable and safe as he feels, and it's an isolated lake, and he really he's a little bit possessive with the lake, with the girl, the woman.
And I was wondering as well, I think probably one of the most intense, or the first moment that we get, like a really intense moment, is with the death of his fiancée. And throughout the film, we do see him deal with grief. But that particular moment, when she's laying in bed, I was kind of wondering, how did you build this whole grieving process and the way he dealt with her death? Because it's quite peculiar. It's not exactly negative or positive. It's just, it's really special in its own way. So I was kind of wondering, how did you build this situation?
We talked with Bogdan that this character has an idea of how things work in the world, and he just has his own rules, and he doesn't he doesn't act as like a normal person would act, like, or how we expect normal person would act in a situation like that, because he has his own rules, and he's out of society in a way, and he acts according to this, and he just acts how he feels, and we talked a lot about to make this his reactions to be acceptable for us, for everybody. And we talked a lot about this situation, how he acts in this one.
Yeah, and we've been focusing on the male character, but we have several female characters as well. And one of the things that I felt, at least, was that in the first moment with his fiancée, we had shifts in terms of perspective. So we would kind of get a glimpse of her perspective on things, and then his perspective on things. But then further throughout the film, then when we have another female character, I felt like the only moment where I would have that shift was when she was swimming in the lake. And so I was kind of wondering, how did you think about this introduction of their own perspectives in the middle of this story, besides the male character?
It was, we wanted to show the two perspectives, like everybody feels differently in this situation, being there at the lake. And in case of the first female character, we wanted to show her perspective, how she wanted to leave, basically, how she was feeling uncomfortable in the situation. And the second relationship between the Bence and the other female character was very determined by this past of what happened with the first woman. So the relationship has basically has a shadow. This shadow of the first female character, and it could not be a real honest relationship, because it was that woman, and what happened to the first woman, it was standing between them. He could not be perfectly honest with her. So this was a thing that shaped basically the second relationship with the other woman.
One of the things that also was brought to my attention was the use of sound. So we're kind of in an isolated environment. I will not say silence, because there's no silence, but there is a specific soundscape to that place. And at the same time, there's a highlight of certain gestures and movements. I remember perfectly listening to him just swallowing, or just, for example, him being alone in the kitchen. So I was kind of wondering, how was it to create this soundscape? Because it's quite musical without music for most of the time.
Yeah, I was working with Gábor Császár, the sound designer, and we wanted to show how both of the characters, when in their perspective, how they hear the voices, the sounds around them, and how they feel it. Maybe the woman feel it more, not so nice, not so pleasant as him. Mm-hmm. And the sound, I always felt it's really important to show this subjective world of the characters. So we worked a lot on the sound design, really.
Yeah. One of the things that I think that also connects with that is, for example, the attention of the camera to really specific small gestures, yet again. And I was talking about him swallowing because necks seem to be kind of a focus of attention. And I remember also perfectly that, for example, while he was grieving, the shape of his beard kind of blocked an area that used to be free. So what was this kind of work with the DOP? Like what could draw us to these particular elements of the human body?
Yes. What you mean, like what the characters would see and how would they feel? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we wanted to show exactly where is his attention is going, what is he seeing, how he feels. We wanted to show because of course we cannot show how he feels except showing what he sees and how is his reactions, and we try to be as close to him as possible. And like, for example, when he was swallowing, I think you mean when he was eating the fish with the other woman, no?
Well, also, but there's this moment in which before he wakes up in bed, right in the beginning, like we even see like the movement and we hear the sound of him swallowing, just like, saliva. But it was like a trigger to a shift of perspective. It was like, but yeah, definitely also eating. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we wanted to do that. So yeah, I'm glad if you perceive like that. We were, talking a lot with the DOP, George Rader. We were really making a lot of storyboards and rehearsal at the location with every scene we rehearsed. We tried how it will look like and what that image would express. Yeah, we just wanted to create this feeling, but I cannot tell you any.
Of course, yeah, okay, it's fine. No, and lastly, I would like to know, like, the title is Spiral, and we've been talking that for example, there was a relationship that had this shadow, and it does seem like there's a pattern. Even when he leaves, like the new couple that comes in kind of seems similar to all the situations that happened before. But as a spiral, like there's the center and then we keep coming like further and further away, even though there are certain elements. And for me, one thing that marked like these shifts as well were the birds. At first, we have a bird that goes towards the window and then falls. The second bird is a crow, and it's by the entrance of the house. And then a white dove comes in the house. So 3 layers of getting inside while he was getting like further and further away from the lake. So how did you, what can we get from this journey from this lake and then leaving the lake. Like, what was his journey and what can we take out of it?
His journey is like he understood finally that being so possessive and wanted to have things in his own way not necessarily is good for the other person, and it can even lead to not understanding the other person and his and her needs, can and not wanting to understand it can lead to the death of the relationship and even to the death of the person itself.
Yeah.
So it is this journey, this understanding of him, to not be so selfish and to not be so much related to something which is not working. And this was a journey. He left the lake, but of course his father also left the lake. Maybe we don't know exactly. So we just don't know if this is a new beginning, but it's a good step for him anyway.
Yeah.
To let things go and just move on.
Okay, Cecilia, thank you so much. And thank you for this great, amazing movie. It was so good to experience this. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to this short Q&A. This film will be available until the 28th of March on Filmin.